Okay, so we are back. So we have our leaves and stem. From here, we have three-part thing. First is sculpting and detailing the leaves, and second is making the full leaf using the same leaves, and the last is making a plant. Okay, so I'll quickly show the things. Okay, so then we'll go one by one and finish this off. So first thing is, um, as I said, we'll have this again. Like from a look of it, this seems a little bit thin, and I'll quickly just scale it a little bit. Okay, we can, you know, make it smaller later on also. So how it will be? So we have all these, right? And we'll just keep them, but we can make instance from it. So say immense. Okay, for now. So these will be we're gonna use, and we press Alt D. It's like link to duplicate, right? And I'm gonna put it into other one. So I will say leaf 01 maybe. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we have this. I'll move it here. So this is fine, right? So what we need to do to create the leaf going up. Okay. So we can have. Okay. Right, depending on how big the leaf we want. Okay, I will add another one. And then we can make it more thinner. Simple, right? So we have one long stem. It's using the same thing. So now, because these are not linked basically, but their UVs will stay in the same place. So I'm just showcasing as a concept here. So now, what we can do, we can add. So this one had leaf on the both side. If you look at this thing, so it is on the both side basically from almost the same point, right? A little bit offset, and then it offsetting here and then coming uh, here, and that is here it's like more offset is there, like it's down there like a steps. Okay, so we just need to, or we can have array and we can convert it that way also. But I'll come to the top. I'll start from here somewhere. Okay. Like with this, you can feel how large the leaf is and how big you want it. And if you feel like this is too small or you want to make it large, you can do that. just scaling them to make gradual formation, and we can have some variation for sure. Okay. Okay, so we have our this thing. It could feel like this is smaller than that. That's what I was saying. Like we can control this thing. We can make it more longer. We can make them smaller, and decrease the count. Okay. So if you feel like, uh, so if you do not feel like, then what we can do is, you know, increase the gap. Right. When you increase the gap, it will, feel more uh, longer. So this will start to feel lesser smaller in there. So if we want to get the gizmo. Yeah. So now, like, so for now, we can feel like, okay, if it's feel too small or too big, and then we can, restart this thing, make the branch again. And with this, we can individually do the uh, variation and everything. So we can manually do that, or we have simply we can assign modifier to add displacement in there. So basically, what it is like, this is our singular leaf, basically, right? Okay, so what you can do with this is, one thing is you can make a plane and bake this whole leaf if you are okay with that. So let's see how big it will be if I, okay, okay, so those are linked, that's why it happened. So it's 50 centimeter, which is fine if it's like 50 centimeter overall from top to bottom, then it's fine, I believe, because by the textile density of 1K per meter, like 1 meter, you can use 1024 for texture. It will work in that sense. But we are trying to create more smaller texture set so we can, create uh, uh, more bigger topology. But I'm showing you if you wish to. Okay, so we can do the both thing. If we plan to, we can make one leaf like this also, and then we can, create our more low poly plant. So basically this is our, this is how we'll form the leaf, and then um, we combine this all and we'll put it on top of the spline. So you can simply create a, sorry, simply create a curve and you can place it around, but there's a little bit thing you can do. You can take the pen and you can feel how big this is, right? Then you can from center and you can create curves, sorry, curve, sorry. Okay, and you can rotate the viewport. Okay, make sure not there are not in many parallel going thing, so you have enough distribution on all the sides, right? Then you can use uh, these things to, like for example, if I quickly show you, select all these. Okay, so this is just imagine this is our leaf. So you can use geometry nodes to distribute it, but I'll show you much more simpler way, right? You select it and you separate the curve out, okay, and then you select the leaf, and then you now this is our individual element, okay. I'll press Alt D, so it's link duplicate, and I'll press curve, okay, and I'll select the curve, and I'll move it to center. Okay, so the pivot is there. So now the only point is you select the curve, all the points, and then you tilt it 90. Okay, you can play with this, like you don't have to give it 90. You can select and you can play with the tilt how much you want it. This you can give negative, so it just you know go like this. Okay. Now the fun thing is you have this build here. These two are linked. Okay, so these are linked objects basically. So what we can do, we can modify it still. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select the center. So we'll do 2.5. Okay, select all. So just we have this bend basically, this dent. Okay, and other than that, what we can do, we can have displace. Okay, and you add new texture, and we can say normally Z. Okay, so in here images, it will come and you say cloud. Cloud is basically we'll add noise in here. It have rotation, so okay, so we'll just pick for now X. Okay, see, so we have noise here, so we'll just change the scale, sorry, change the scale of fade. Okay, so majorly this is what we want, and then we can reduce the strength. This is another thing you can do. Okay, you can change the space and you can try different of stuff, right? And if you want local, global, or UV, you want to, okay, if you want to go by UV, that also is possible, but for now, like all have the same UV, so it will not work properly. But imagine this is what we want. And now, like if you don't want it everywhere, what you can do, you can select the vertex color, like the center one. I don't want to get displaced too much. Okay, and I come to vertex color and assign. Okay, assign, and okay, so now in here you can give that group, so the center one will not be affected that much. But this we gave like 1 and 0, so it's doing this thing, but we it's better to give it gradual, so you can come and so let's go. Yeah, so you can gradually give it. You can weight paint, but with vertex paint there is no option to gradually do that, so you have to manually maybe just do it till the stem and not on the leaf, then you'll find. But basically you can do uh, this thing here. Okay, like add displacement. So when you apply it to all the leaves and everything, this will add variation to your. You can duplicate this thing and you can use two of these also. Okay, one is local and then one you can say object. So when you will move, should be, wait. Okay, so it says only in up and axis, but it should see. So when you will change it, this will add variation, and you can still control the scale of it, like if you want the big or small. So imagine I want to have two of these, so I can have this from here, and on the displacement one I can use texture 01, and I don't use the central part, the vertex group. Okay, and then I can do this. So what will happen, wait, okay, okay. So now the smaller and the larger detail will be added in here. So I'll make it global also. Okay, so not this one. Okay, so overall stem also, and you can use vertex color with this also. That's totally fine. Okay, so yeah, this is basically we can apply on top of this also, but not complicated this thing. What we're gonna do, we'll start sculpting this, and we'll try to make these both of them together.